Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead. Michael got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks 3 to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Vicky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, baby. Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple, but wait, there's more. Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, man. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click this, but also click the notification. That's the little bell right next to it, and that'll let you know anytime for a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, come on, man. Don't tell me you didn't know. Don't tell me you didn't know that we had a mobile app. What is your problem, man? Listen, all right? Download the app. So wherever you get your apps from, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you get your apps from, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Wards, Woolworth, Venture, Webolts, Goldblatt's. It didn't matter. Just go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. Yay. All right, if you didn't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor, okay? Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel right to your television. Right there. Do it like that. Yeah, like that. You can put it right next to the big boys. Netflix, Hulu, Apple Plus, Prime Video, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Stars. Oh, yeah, next episode of Power is today. Came out today. I can't wait to watch it after I pick up the Warden. Oh, I'm fired. It's going to be fired up. All right, just put it there. Just download it. Put us right there. You can watch it on the big screen. Hell, we're on the big screen, right, Vicky now. You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. But if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG and you do it just for the gram, we'll just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Now we got a great show, but I need to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, If you have a question or comment on that platform, it'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So keep them coming, baby. All of it. Questions, comments, smart ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's see who we got in the chat already. Cornelius Squalls in the house. What up? What up? What up? Sports Zoners. My man Cornelius Squalls in the house. Marshawn Walls in the house. And Mickey Ficky TGIF, baby. Ain't that the truth? Whew. Ain't that the Mickey Ficky truth? Jay Grizz with a happy Mickey Freaky Friday, Sports Owners. Marley Johnson, what's up, Baba? How are you? He says, Shawn, what's good, brother? Hope all is well. Things are good. Things are good. Things are good. I look at it this way. Things can always be better, but hell, they can always be worse too. So, but things are good, baby. I appreciate you checking in with us over here. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can tell you. That I can tell you. Listen, we got a great show at 10 o'clock. Harrison Graham from Chicago Bears Now. Oh, geez, excuse me. He's going to join us. We're going to talk for our Bears talk. I'm excited to talk Bears with Harrison Graham. You've seen him. He's the host of the Chicago Bears Now podcast. And, I just want to get his take on, we'll talk a little Bears. Okay, a lot of Bears. But 10 o'clock, Harrison Graham. And we have a lot of other stuff to talk too. There we go. We got White Sox. Where do we start? Cubs. Sky. That was a tough one. And of course, Bears. So we got a little bit, I am going to talk a little bit of college football today. Just a little bit. It starts tonight on U of I plays tonight, which is really weird. Usually college football is designated for Thursdays and Saturdays. Fridays usually high school. But NFL does what NCAA does what they want, just like NFL does what they want. Football, they do what they want. All right? They do what they want. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them. You know what? I said something yesterday, and I was going to incorporate. We were talking at CrossFit yesterday. Or no, it wasn't yesterday. It was Wednesday. It's right. It was Wednesday. And one of the girls my girl Candace, had just come across the video. The video from Saturday Night Live. I need more cowbell. If you've seen that video, you just know why I'm laughing, because that's one of the stupidest videos ever. But skits ever, but it's hilarious. And she said that was the first time she saw it in the last week or so, and her son found it on YouTube, and she had never seen it. So I was like, you know what? I should throw in like one phrase from an old. You see, I'm old fart. All right, I'm 53, and so I should throw in like one phrase at some point. Just at random. And if somebody gets it, I'll send them, we'll send you some stickers. I got some Sports Zone Chicago stickers. Put it on your phone, put it on your laptop, put on something. Put it on your mama. Put it on your mama. But I think I might do that. Maybe starting next week or sometime soon. But I just wanted to, a lot of people who follow me, not all, but a lot of people who follow me are a little older, which is cool. Definitely want to hit some younger younger kids as well. But a lot of people who follow me are older. So like when I'll say things, they'll get them. All right. I'll say certain things and they'll get it because they're of that age group. I think it's hilarious. Oh, snap. Crazy Ace TV checking in. He's checking in from Korea. Good evening from Korea. Crazy Ace. Good morning, Papa. Thank you. Or good evening to you, sir. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. At the top of the hour at 10 o'clock, Harrison Graham from the Chicago Bears Now podcast is going to join us for some Bears talk. Steve, I got you, bro. I got you. Oh, my goodness. Crazy Aces. I really hope we see some improvement this weekend. I do too. The run game is really, if you saw the background today, Steve Oben created. Will the Bears find their missing run game in Indy? Hope so. Hope so. Because this team has given up over 230 yards on the ground. We're going to see. We will find out. But let's go. You know what, guys? Let's get into it. You know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
See the first top of the morning topic. Let's see which way do we go. Well, we can only start one way. Or we could start two. But anyway, the Cubs. Yeah, baby. For all you Cub fans, the Cubs beat the Nats, the Washington Nationals yesterday, 7-6. Javier Assad was on the bump. He got no decision. 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 free pass. Excuse me. Wow. I apologize. 1 free pass, 1 walk, 5 punch-outs. Hey, Suzuki, 2 for 3 with a homer, his 21st of the season. Driving in his 69th and 70th runs of the year. Cody Bellinger was 2 for 4. 3 RBIs, not 1, not 2, but 3 of them. Driving 71, 72, and 73 RBIs of the season. Isaac Paredes had 2 RBIs as well, bringing his total to 78 on the season. It was the start of a 4-game set for the Cubs, because the next top of the morning topic is the Cubs host the Nationals again today. First pitch is at 1:20 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that on the Marquee Network, or if you're going to listen to it, you can check it out on their flagship station, 6:70 a.m. The probables for today's game: Trevor Williams, who's 5 on the bump for the Nats. He's 5-0 with a 2.20 ERA, going up against Jameson Taillon, who's 10-8 on the season with the Cubs, and he's carrying a 3.54 ERA. Cubs, I think it might be a little too much, too little, too late. Too little, too late. You're not mathematically eliminated, but you're done. I'm going to call I can't wait to talk until they're mathematically eliminated, because I'm going to have fun talking shit to my guy, Andy, who's a big-time delusional Cub fan. No, we're going to make the playoffs. We're doing. I said, bro, we're not. You're not. You're going to watch. You're going to be watching it just like us from home on your couch. No, we're going to get it. Watch. I was like, all right. Okay. And then the only thing he's going to say is, you guys have the worst record. Yeah. Whatever. Oh, goodness. Well, then the topic, yeah, this is a tough one. Sky. Damn. Sky had a rough one yesterday. The Sky were eliminated from the playoffs as they fell to the Connecticut Sun, 87-54. They got blown out. My goodness. As I said, ended their hopes for playoff berth. Dana Evans led the way with 14. Isabel Harrison, I'm really liking what she's done since Angel Reese went out. She had a double-double, 13 and 11. And, it was, I said that about her because I really like Isabel Harrison's game. All right, I really do. And I really like I wanted her to step up. I wanted her to take the reins, so to speak. All right, and I'm sorry, and Kayla Davis. She contributed 12 points on the affair. Isabel Harrison, I was really, really, really happy that, and I liked her. How tall is she? Let me see. She came off the bench. She's 6'3". Okay. Oh, she's out of Tennessee. I didn't know that. She's 30. 6'3", 180. Okay. Oh, my shoulder. I think I got tendonitis in my shoulder. This stinks. This stinks. But I wanted, there was something about Isabel Harrison. Like I said, you're 6'3", right about the same size as Angel Reese. I said, I need you to get more physical in there. I need you to score. I need you to show out. Like, you don't have to give way to Angel Reese anymore because she's out for the season. But what it'll do, good cup of tea. Not a great one, a good one. What it'll do for Isabel Harrison, it'll give her more confidence. All right. I just feel when Angel Reese was out there, she wasn't as confident, or she wasn't as sure of herself and her skills. Like, everything was deferred to Angel Reese. Okay, cool. But now that she was out, she had quite a few double-doubles, and I was happy about that. I'm like, okay, this should, in your mind, all right, make it easier for when Angel comes back. Like, hey, I know you're out, but I got game too. All right, I got skills too. And I want her to, in the next season, I want her to be a little more assertive on the boards. Her and Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso are a hell of a trio. Okay. And by the way, the reason the Sky got blown out by 33 points is Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, and Kennedy Carter all were out with injury. See, the Sky had to win yesterday, and they needed the Mystics and the Mystics to lose to the Fever, which they did not, and the Dream to lose as well. So 2 of the 3 things that they needed to happen didn't happen. So, and I didn't see what about the ATL game. Let me see. But it didn't work out, and I'm happy. It's good. You don't want to go in because you're going to have to face the New York Liberty. They are the number 1 seed, and man, they are good. It would have been literally a cup of coffee in the playoffs for those young ladies. Atlanta won yesterday. We needed Washington to lose, and Atlanta and Washington both won. So even if we would have won, it wouldn't have made a difference. All right, it wouldn't have made a difference. So, but a lot went on this season. A lot of growth for this team. I think Kennedy Carter came into her own big time. I'm a big fan of hers. I hope they give her a nice little extension. I believe it was a 1-year deal that she signed, and I'd like a 3 or 4 year extension with her. Excuse me. Kennedy Carter is. People have problems sticking her. They have problems big time. She plays with an edge, and I like. She's gritty. She's a great facilitator, and she plays with heart and passion. It seems like the heart of this team, because when she's in, or when she's out, I should say, they don't add. I'm trying to think of what they said yesterday on the broadcast. They average like 60 points with her out of the game, or missing the game when she's not playing, but they average 75 with her playing. So 15 points, a 15-point difference for her. That's huge. That's huge. All right, because she facilitates, she runs, she pushes the ball up the court. She dictates the tempo, and I love it. I love it. And it gets everybody else running. Angel Reese is running. Camila Cardoso is running. Isabel Harris is running. All right, all these girls are running because you run with Courtney Kennedy. I mean, Kennedy Carter. What did I say? Courtney Kennedy. Kennedy Carter. You run with her, she's going to get you the ball on the break. All right, she's not selfish at all. And I love it. Let's see who else checked in. Yeah, let's see who else checked in. Roberto Ramirez, what about Vatos Locos? It's Friday, Bears weekend. You're damn right, baby. I might be going to the game. I might be going down to Indy tomorrow morning. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. He said, yo, just got out of physical therapy. I was watching the clock thinking, you're making me miss Shawn. Crazy Ace. Yeah, the Cubs are out. They're not going to win. They're not going to get a wild card spot. It's just not happening. Do we have a new guest in here? Because I didn't see one. Brandon, what's up, Bob? I said, good morning, Janine. Or Jeannie, how are you? I don't know who you're talking to. Who's Gene? I don't know who Gene is. I don't know who that is. You know, it really pissed me off, some people. DC, Derek Carter's checked in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. As I said, more of the usual suspects are going to chime in. Crazy Ace TV says, I want to see what the WNBA looks like next season. I hope that this upward trend of WNBA coverage gets better. It only helps the game further. I agree. And I think it will. I think you're going to get more and more athletes coming in that are going to be worthy of coverage. You know, and Junior says he still thinks the WNBA is hurting itself by being so petty towards Caitlin Clark. Yeah, I think they're getting over that. She brings a lot to the game. She's bringing money. Her and Angel Reese are bringing money to this game. TV deals. All right, they're bringing more eyes to the game. So I know what, I'll do the same thing next year. I'll buy the league pass. I think I only watched 2 games on there this year, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I don't care. If I can support, I can support. I just got to go get a Chicago Sky shirt or a hat. Maybe I'll get a hat. Yeah. But I agree, Crazy Ace. You know, I said I think I want this trend to continue, but as I said, you got Juju Watkins coming out. She's not coming out after this season. She's coming out next year. You have to be 21, 22. So she's probably gonna have to stay all 4 years. Draft age limit. Here you go. At least 22 years old. So, depending on so the WNBA's age limit, which prevents American players from entering the draft until after 4 years of college, unless they turn 22 the year of the draft and on track to graduate. So basically what they're saying is, like, if you're 21, so if you're born in July, August, or September, all right, and the draft is already in April, okay, then you're on track to graduate. You can enter the draft. Okay, is turning 22 the year of the draft and on track to graduate. So, yeah. So they can be 21 and get drafted as long as they're unscheduled to graduate. So, yeah. Well, listen, let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we got a couple other top of the morning topics that I think are pretty interesting that I want to get into. All right. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Help around the league. Need New York to beat Atlanta. And for the Fever to beat the Mystics. Nice gentle lay-in by Izzy Harrison.
Everything you want defensively, but if she can continue knocking down threes, that is a lethal reserve to have in the playoffs.
She is one of the great stories in the league this year, why perseverance matters, even though...
Call that a brain freeze? I don't know.
Well, your brain cells click way faster than mine. Nice looking shot by Evans, who shoots it at 38% this year. Season opener here against the Indiana Fever. Bonner moved from 6th to 5th all time. Onyenwere spots up and drills a three. Cutting off the ball, Bonner. But the Sun lose it. Allen dashes to the rim. Nice move by Lindsey Allen.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the U. That's WCIU, the U, not University of Miami for all you psychopaths. Anyway, where were we? Oh, I got it. Let's talk about the sky. The next top of the morning topic, travel to San Diego. St. James, they're going to face the Padres. First pitch tonight is at 8:40 Central Time. Don't forget they're on the West Coast, so they're 2 hours behind us. You can catch that game on NBC Sports Chicago, or you can listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's AM 1000 AM, AM 1000. Okay. The probables for tonight's game. For the White Sox, Garrett Crochet is on a bump for the Southsiders. He's 6-12 with a 3 ERA. Going up against Joe Musgrave, who's 6-5 with a 4.23 ERA. There's a next top of the morning topic. There's a scathing article about the White Sox yesterday. That came out. It was printed in The Athletic. It was by Brittany Giraldi and Ken Rosenthal. And let me tell you, this article was crazy. And what it did is it peeled back the layers of ineptitude by this organization. And what it was, what were they, 40? I think they said I think they interviewed about 40 people, former staff and players. And let me just read a couple of clips from this. This is how it was. In the article, it says the White Sox would need to win 7 of their last 9 games to avoid tying the 62 Mets 120 losses for the worst record in modern baseball history. They are the first team since 1900 to have 3 separate losing streaks of 12 games or more. Opponents have outscored them by more than 300 runs. Yeah. And it goes on in the article. It said the White Sox charter an Airbus 320, a plane first manufactured in the 1980s. It features only 8 first-class seats, and the rest is coach. So think about you're a baseball player, and you got to fly coach. I know it's charter, but your seat is a coach. A majority of MLB teams charter bigger 757s with ample first-class seating for the players and the coaching staff. It said even well-known frugal franchises such as Tampa Bay, Colorado, and Miami charter nicer planes, but not the White Sox. You know, a recently departed veteran said, quote, they don't do the little or the big things right. Yeah, it said the Athletic spoke to nearly 40 current and former White Sox employees and others in baseball about the larger issues plaguing the Sox. You know, a former employee says you got a baseball fan owner who thinks he knows everything, and maybe he did in 1992. But the amount of info has skyrocketed in the last 30 years, and he's put his middle finger up at that. As long as Jerry's and another employee says, quote, as long as philosophy is the overarching one, they won't ever succeed. You know, yeah. And I highly suggest you go read it if you have The Athletic. Check it out. I didn't realize they're part of the New York Times. Good get. I mean, good sell. There you have it, folks. You know, you Kenny Williams even said he just wanted to break even. He said, I always thought over the years it was a little unfair when people would say all he cares about is making money. I'm sitting in the office and he's saying, I'm going to give you what I got. An executive with another team says, quote, they had people there with no business being in Major League Baseball. And one of the most glaring failures is the team's limited embrace of analytics. And according to sources, Reinsdorf would make comments in meetings such as, quote, you guys know I'm not an analytics person. I'm not big into that. So, you know, unfortunately, that's where baseball's going, and you had to adjust. Even old get off your lawn farts like me who hate it would have had to adjust. Use it. Yes, Armando, Sox ownership is horrible. We know that. King Book of World. What's up? Derek Carter goes. He wants to say the NBA should have that age restriction. 22, in my opinion, it would be a better product. I agree. Or at least 2 years in college. And the thing is, people are going to get upset. And here's why. I agree with you, Derek. You know why? You can make money now. I think the NBA should strongly consider going to. You must finish 3 years of school. Okay. You must. Why? You can make money in college, so you're fine. You don't the money you make. If you got to help people, you're helping people. You're helping people back home. All right, and that was one of the reasons why people left early. I got to help my mom. I got to help this. I got to help that. I got to help my family, which is legitimate. Okay, I get it. But now you got NIL money. You're good. You can stay. You can stay, and I think it's an important situation because not a lot of kids go back to school. All right, you get all this money, you don't know what the hell to do with it. You're broke in 5 years. Okay, you're not, and it maybe it's not so much anymore, but I still don't chance. Okay, I don't. I think kids need to have, if anything. All right, I think athletes should take business classes. Okay, understand how to run a business because you are a business. Like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. And you have to understand your brand. You have to understand all this stuff. You have to understand marketing and sales and all and PR and all these things you got to understand. So I think it would behoove the NBA to make kids stay. Plus, you're right. The product would be so much better. You know why? Because you have 3 years of fundamentals. Coaches now still have something over you. 3 years of fundamentals. That's what the game is missing. That's what the game is missing. Fundamentals, the NBA game. You get a lot of kids, a lot of young players who aren't fundamentally sound. Why? Because they've been the best player on their team for so long, on their high school team, on their AAU team. They play defense. They're forced to learn how to rotate, play team defense, set picks, screens, box out, all these things. You get these guys who have 3 years, good. I think that's a phenomenal idea, Derek. I think the NBA should think about that. And people are going to say, oh, well, if you can go fight for your country, you should be able to play for the NBA. Yeah. But you don't need to go play in the NBA. You can get paid with a lot less pressure. A lot less money, but a lot less pressure. All right. Everybody always is so worried about being grown and growing up and being an adult. Man, now I get it when my mom said, stay a kid. Stay a kid as long as you can. And I was like, no. We all, no, I want to be adult. I want to be grown. Jeez. Jeez. Being an adult is the big game there is. A lot of extra worrying, a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility. Let these kids be kids. Keep them in college. You know, I think that would be a phenomenal idea. And then when they come out, guess what? They're better players. You don't have to teach them. You don't have to coach them as hard or as much in the NBA because they're fundamentally sound. DC, man, we're here, Papa. We are here. DC says the best coaches are in college. The kids can learn the game and be a better player. Yes. So when you get to the NBA, you're a better player. When you get there, you don't need to develop. Of course, you're going to need development, but you don't need to develop as much as if you come out after 1 year, go right from, you know what I mean? Like one and dones. King Book of World says, take your time, young man. Mom used to say, yeah. Yep. You got good fundamentals, so you're getting a better product coming into the league. Okay, coming into the NBA. And I think that would greatly, vastly improve this NBA product. Because I'm tired. I'm not a big fan of the NBA. I'd rather watch the WNBA. Don't get me wrong. I love the dunks and all the other stuff. I love the Steph Curry, 75-foot threes, splashing all the time. I get it. They're more athletic, more explosive. But the quality of basketball, give me the WNBA. The back cuts with picks, the physicality. Now you're flopping all this other shit in the NBA. Like, come on, man. I'm not here to see 245-pound man flop when a 180-pound guard runs into him. Come on, dude. For real? For real? For real? So I think it's a great idea. It would vastly improve their product because you don't have time to train to teach the fundamentals as a pro. I need you to work. I need you to come in ready to play. If you're a number 1 overall draft pick, you're a first round or just a first round pick. I shouldn't say just. They're going to want you to come in and contribute and be productive immediately. Yeah, I remember that song. Hell yeah. Take your time, young man. Mom used to say, yep. Derek Carter says, I agree, Shawn. The WNBA is a better product than WA fundamental-wise. Yes. Yes. And Caitlin Clark is a freak. See her passes? Amazing. And look at a lot of the stars. Look at a lot of the stars in the NBA. Many of them, not LeBron, but many of them are people who stayed 3 and 4 years in school. You know, there's something. Let's see. There's something to be said about that. See. Yeah, Kevin Durant was a one and done guy. But he's different. You know, some of these guys, and it sucks because some of these guys are really gonna. They're gonna really blow a hole in my theory, but same thing. Carmelo Anthony, one and done guy. I look at people like Steph. I look at people like James Harden. Where's James Harden? Let's see his, because he's an Arizona State guy, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So he was there for 2 years, 07, 08, 08, 09. Yeah. 15 years, 16 years in the league already? Lord have mercy. What about Russ? Yeah, I know he's a UCLA guy. From UCLA. Another 2-year guy, 06, 07, 07, 08. I'd say 3. I prefer 3. If you have to, 2. I prefer 3 because it gives college coaches a chance to kind of have some control over them. And I know the portal is going to help. I'm going to be crazy and have kids moving around a lot, but still. Anyway, where were we at? The next top of the morning topic. The Blackhawks, they started training camp yesterday. And Nick Foligno was named the team's 35th captain in the history of the franchise. All right, Nick Foligno was a captain with the Columbus Blue Jackets. You know, he's 36-year-old. All right, and it's the first time. Well, last year they played without a captain. All right. Jonathan Toews was the last captain on this team from 2008 to 2023. 15 seasons. Are you kidding me? 15 seasons, and that's why he wore the C. But don't get it twisted. Foligno's stud. Stud. All right. He won Stanley Cup. He was named captain of the Blue Jackets as well, as I mentioned before. I just think that's pretty cool. You get a guy, a veteran. He was selected in the first round of 2006. Damn, almost 20 years. 28th overall by the Ottawa Senators. And he was traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets 6 years later. He was named a captain for Columbus for 6 seasons. If you don't recall, his dad, Mike Foligno, all right, as a former NHL player, played over 1,000 NHL games. So obviously hockey runs in his family. So I think it's a great guy. I think it's a great guy to have as a captain. I think it's, as a veteran, this team needs some leadership. So, I'm happy. I'm excited for these youngsters, for the Blackhawks. I'm excited for this season. I'm excited for the development of these young guys. I really am. All right. There's so much young talent on this Blackhawks team. It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm fired up about it. I'm really, really, really fired up about it. And yesterday, and the next top of the morning topic, this one is crazy. This one is insane. Don't tell me I didn't. Are you kidding me? I didn't put it up there. Son of a biscuit. I can't believe the next, because you got to have a. I thought I did. I thought I did, and I didn't. Oh, goodness. Well, you know what? The next top of the morning topic, this is good. Shohei Ohtani. All right. He has solidified himself as the best baseball player probably in the history of the game. All right. He's going to win his 3rd MVP this year. And how can you not give him his 3rd MVP? There's no way on God's green earth that you can take away his MVP. There's no way. All right. If he doesn't win the MVP this year, there's something wrong for the 3rd year in a row. there's something wrong if he doesn't win the MVP. All right. He created history yesterday. Okay. He became the first. He created the first person. He created the 50-50 club. First person in Major League Baseball history with 50 homers and 50 stolen bases in the same season. And he came in, he had 2 stolen bases, and he was at 48 homers. I want to say 47 homers yesterday. Oh, he had 3, might be 51. Anyway, this dude came in, he went 6 for 6, 3 homers, 10 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. How about that for a day? Have a day, kid. Have a day. That's one hell of a day. He created his own club, the 50-50 club. There's only one person in Major League Baseball to do that in its over 100-year existence, and that's this dude. Extremely, it was. Let's take a listen, because that was crazy yesterday. And how cool would it have been? 2 things. One, the guy who missed it. Oh, snap. The dude who missed the ball. Check it out.
1-2. Ohtani sends one in the air. The other way. Back it goes. Gone! One of a kind player. One of a kind season. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
I want to say he went on to get another one. Got 51. Dude is insane. Freaking insane. That's courtesy of Major League Baseball. Man, that was to watch. Imagine being at that game. Whew. Imagine how awesome that would have been. That's crazy. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to get into some Bears talk. All right. And my guy Harrison Graham's going to join us. I have a lot of questions for him. All right, a lot of questions for him. If you got any questions, type them in the thread, in the chat, and we may get to some in the interview. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Harrison Graham coming up next, right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
In motion. There's Brink 4, and they get to the quarterback. Good pressure with the linebacker. Edmonds coming in. The 3rd and 3. DJ Moore's up at the top of the screen. Caleb looking that way, going that way. Moore's got the first down. DJ Moore takes it right around the 26-yard line. Now they need to get to the 16. Williams throws it in the middle. Contact flag. Contact came too early. from Kalen Bullock on the back end.
Has no choice. If he wants to make a play on that ball, he has to go through the offensive play.
Ooh, came up really quick. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC. Sunday night, baby. I was fired up. Thought we were able to pull it out. We had a chance to pull it out. And I thought we're going to do it, and unfortunately, came up just a little bit short. My next guest, you've seen him. Thousands of people have seen him. His podcast is going very well. I think I'd love having on. I had him on once before, I believe. And we're going to talk a little Bears because I'm fired up about this week, about the possibilities, and I want to get his take on it. All right. You can find him on Twitter, or he's the host of the Chicago Bears Now podcast. You can find him on Twitter at HGraham NFL. I'm looking forward to this right here. HGraham NFL. Guys, welcome back to Shawn and Maya. Harrison Graham. Harrison, good morning, Papa. How are you?
What's going on, man? It's been a little bit, but excited to be back.
I'm glad to have you back, buddy. I'm glad to have you back. Let's get right to it, Papa. So this big game. Bears are 1-1, and Colts are 0-2. Bears had a shot. Give me your thoughts of the last game. Did you think the Bears were going to be able to pull it out, and were you disappointed that they did not?
I wasn't disappointed they didn't win. I didn't really expect them to, especially after what we saw in week 1, which was, kind of a fluky win, if we're being honest. But, I think there's a half glass full, half glass empty approach you can take with what we saw on Sunday. The half glass full is you were down 6 with $1:40 left on the road against a playoff team. I think if you were told that before the game, you'd probably take it. Yep. The half glass empty is the offensive issues through 2 weeks are pretty clear. I don't really know what Shane Waldron's plan is. The protection has not been very good, and you can't run the football. So, there's a lot to get to and a lot of different angles to take, and obviously we'll do that. But, to stay on the positive side of it, I think coming into the season, most people said, okay, you'll beat Tennessee and you'll lose to Houston, then you go from there. So right. I think if you're the Bears right now at house all this week preparing, you kind of just, hey, you're 1-1. That's probably what you expected to be. It's on to Indy, and let's see if there can be some more growth this week. I do think individually Caleb played significantly better in week 2. Obviously, he had the 2 interceptions, none in week 1, but I thought he came out pretty confident and was not intimidated by the moment and the opponent, and I think that's a positive.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Shane Waldron thing. Oh, what the hell are you doing, dog? What are you doing? Give it. And I think someone asked him and about the identity. And that's one of the things I actually asked Coach Eberflus last year after one of the games in the press room, like, do you have an identity yet? He's like, no, we're working on it. And, I think that's a huge problem. But I am willing to say this. He's a new coordinator here. He's worked with in Seattle. So he's worked with Russ. He's worked with Gino. And he's made adjustments when adjustments need to be made. So I'm not going to crucify him. I'm giving him the side eye for real, real hard. But I'm going to give him time to say, okay, let me make some adjustments and see what he does. But I really would love to have an identity for this offense, because it's not having an identity really hurts us as far as play calling. And I think that if he can establish an identity, I think his play calling would be better. Your thoughts?
Isn't that word so exhausting, identity? We're 2 weeks in, and Cole Kmet and DJ Moore saying, yeah, we don't have an identity. We heard that under Nagy. We heard that under Getsy. It's kind of the same story. It's 2 games in, though. We can't jump off the bridge.
Right.
But obviously, here's what bothers me. Struggling early on offensively is not something that bothers me. Not knowing who you want to be bothers me. what was the point of training camp? I mean, isn't that what the offseason is for? Is like, hey, this is who we want to be as a football team. Let's go out there and do it. Now, within individual games, you may have to adapt off of that, and teams might just be able to take that away based on personnel, and I understand that, but I can't figure out who they want to be as a football team offensively through 2 weeks, and it's a small sample size, but that's a little concerning to me. I think in an ideal world, this is a team that starts to run the football more effectively, and you're playing an opponent who's been absolutely gashed on the ground through 2 weeks, so hopefully that can happen this week. But, yeah, I think they really need to look themselves in the mirror and say, okay, who do we want to be, and let's try to go do that, because it doesn't seem like there's any clear direction of what they're trying to do, and that's the biggest concern to me. It's not a lack of execution. It's more of a, what is the thing you're trying to accomplish here? Because I haven't been able to figure it out through 2 weeks.
Give me your thoughts, because I was very adamant about what they did. They wasted a gift that the NFL gave them, and that was the Hall of Fame game. I wanted Caleb to play. I wanted that whole offense to play that in that. I said a half, and people were like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "All right, a quarter." No, you're crazy. I'm like, "Dude, all right, give me a couple," because I just wanted them. I wanted game time reps. There's nothing beats game time reps. I know it's preseason, but it's still game time reps. They didn't do that, and then they didn't play the fourth game either. I'm not really worried about the bottom of the roster. The top of the roster is what I need. I need to know who my offensive linemen are. I need to see certain things in game time situations where bullets are flying, real bullets are flying. And I felt that they didn't take advantage of that gift, because they got 4 preseason games and everyone else had 3. So you had an extra chance, you had an extra game to get some work in for Caleb and the offense and kind of get it going. Your thoughts on whether they should have played more in the preseason and if it's hurting them now?
Yeah, I would have played them a little bit more. The Hall of Fame game one's a little tricky, only because it was a unique situation for both teams where you knew you were going to play them early in the season. So I felt like both teams kind of had an unwritten agreement to, we're not showing you guys anything. Yeah. But I think you're seeing across the league, offense is down. And I think a big part of that is these teams, they don't do as much as they used to in training camp. Most teams don't play anyone in the preseason anymore. I mean, I look at a team like Carolina, like, why are you not giving Bryce Young every rep in the preseason? Why? I think he played 1 game. And just like, he was terrible last year. Why would you not play him every chance you get? But yeah, I've always thought they were a little too conservative with how much guys play. I get there's always a chance of injury, but Caleb himself said it. He was like, every rep is valuable. So I'm not saying they needed to play him, 75% of the snaps of the preseason. I would have played him more. I definitely would have played him in that final preseason game. But how much is that the reason they're struggling early? It's hard to say, just because I think one thing that's even more clear than ever is the preseason and the regular season. I mean, it might as well be tennis and ping pong. It's just 2 completely different sports. So, it's hard to say, but I would have played him at least, I don't know, a quarter or 2 more over the 4 preseason games.
Guys, we're joined by Harrison Graham. He's the host of the Chicago Bears Now podcast, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Talk to me about this offensive line. All right, I was livid. I went on a rant on Monday. I was livid. And how much of the struggles go to Chris Morgan? All right, and how much of the struggle falls squarely on the lap of the players? Because if you notice, the issue was it wasn't some exotic stunts or guys come late blitzes and things like that. It's literally TE and ET stunts that you work on, and they're doing this stuff in grammar school, and guys are picking it up. Definitely in high school. So your thoughts on who does the blame fall on for the O-line's inability to pick those stunts up that they ran repeatedly, and what can be done for them to make sure it doesn't happen again this week?
Well, I know this. The next stunt they pick up will be the first through 2 games. But I did it. I'm being serious. It's crazy, man. I did a video earlier this week, and I kind of came to the conclusion, what does Chris Morgan do? Like, he was one of 2 offensive coaches that they kept around after they gutted the rest of the offensive staff under Luke Getsy. I think Jim Dre, the tight end coach, was the other one. And not only did they keep him, they promoted him to run game coordinator. Well, all of a sudden, you have basically the worst rushing attack in the NFL. Yep. The offensive line, I mean, I don't know if I've missed something. Were guys just improving vastly under Chris Morgan the first 2 years of this new regime? I haven't really noticed that. I guess a guy like Braxton Jones got a little bit better over his first 2 years. And, I guess he deserves a little bit of credit for that. But I don't remember this offensive line being that great the last couple of years, which, a lot of that's personnel. But this year, on paper, this offensive line should at least be adequate. Like, I don't think great, but it should be better than what it's been. It's actually worse. Darnell Wright has played worse. I thought Sunday night was the worst game of his career. I mean, especially in the second half. He's guessing wrong. I mean,
he's lunging.
The sack he gives up at the end is just embarrassing. It's just it ended the game. I mean, you get the drive starter. Of course, Gerald Everett drops that second ball. If he catches that, you're past midfield out of bounds with about 1:25 left, and you got something going there. And then Wright gives up the sack, and the game's over. I don't know. I think one thing that's fair to be critical of Ryan Poles is he treats center like a long snapper, basically. In the sense of, we're not going to put any investment here whatsoever. Now, I guess you could say, well, they traded for Ryan Bates and they wanted him to be the guy. Well, even if that's true, Ryan Bates has played center for like 100 snaps in his career. So there was no guarantee that would have been a great answer. So I think that's fair criticism. It's not his fault. Nate Davis was one of the, I don't want to say an elite guard, but a well above average player in Tennessee. And since he's been here, he's been a disaster. I know he had the family situation last year, gave him a pass for that. This year, though, it's more the same. He doesn't practice much. His bad plays are really bad. He's just, there's at least 1 or 2 plays a game where, I don't want to be the let's pick one play apart guy on social media, but there's always a play that emerges where it's like he just he looks like Sam Mustipher. He's just running around with no intent to do anything.
And doesn't hit anybody.
He doesn't. Yeah, I mean,
how the hell are you an offensive lineman on a run play? You don't hit anybody.
There's a play where he has an opportunity to hit 2 dudes, and he just runs in between them. It's like, what are you doing? So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a long-winded answer of I'm not convinced Morgan's that good of a coach. I think the schematics of it, clearly there's issues there. They seem to be missing assignments all the time, and outside of a couple guys, there's limited talent. I think Tevin's a talented player, although I feel like he's even taken a slight step back to start this year. Yeah. Darnell Wright's obviously talented. He continues to be up and down. Braxton kind of is what he is. He's an average to above average left tackle. He probably won't be more than that. And I think you can live with that as a 5th rounder, but you got to have at least one guy in that group that you feel great about. And I don't think you could say that right now. So there's a lot of issues and a lot of blame to go around. But to go back to the start of it, if you can't even pick up just basic stunts and pass off blocks, you kind of got no shot.
I concur. And you know what? And Darnell Wright was that dude that I was excited about, that I say, okay, we could hang our hat on this dude last year. All right. I felt he was
solid.
Yeah. I felt a very, very comfortable with him. I was like, man, that's a great pick. And this year he regressed. He's lunging a lot. His fundamentals are off, and that's really all it is. One of my coaching colleagues always said, if you take care of the little things, there are no big things, and just the little things. He's lunging, right? He's not properly setting, just things like that. And people, and you see it, and it just looks. I was very, very disappointed in his play.
Is that laziness, in your opinion? Is that just not being taught properly? What do you attest that to? Because you're right. He's just kind of just flailing on some of these plays. And you're just like, is he tired? Like that's not going to cut it against Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. I mean, they're just going to laugh at you.
And they did as they're going by him. They're laughing at him. It's bad habits. All right. He's in that falls in the Chris Morgan's lap. You see bad habits, you nip that in the bud quickly, and he didn't. He hasn't. You know, on Monday I said if I was the O-line coach and I was Shane Waldron and I was Matt Eberflus, there would have been a profanity-laced tirade at the offensive line. Every single coach would have gotten it. Would have got to the offensive line because that was embarrassing. That was piss poor, and that wasn't even high school level of fundamentals being played on that field by the offensive line. They would have got him.
That film study had to be a bloodbath. I mean,
had to be.
I mean,
and if it wasn't,
if Caleb Williams wasn't, you know, if he wasn't pretty chiseled and strong, I mean, he could have been sacked 12 times. I mean, he escaped. I mean, Danielle Hunter has him wrapped up on one play. It's the one where his jersey or his undershirt rips, and he ends up going the pick. Bad decision, but like to even get out of that is miraculous. So. And I don't know about you, but I felt like Caleb did a pretty nice job pre-snap identifying things and making checks at the line, identifying the mic. And I'm not going to pretend to be a, you know, JT O'Sullivan level film breakdown guy, but he felt in control at the line of scrimmage, which that is encouraging in his second start. But clearly there's a miscommunication going on somewhere because how many free rushers are coming through? I mean, it felt like every other play in the second half, there was a free blitzer. And D'Amico, who doesn't blitz a ton, just said, we're just going to tee off on this guy because their offensive line can't pick it up.
Yeah, they're coming 5-on-5, and you couldn't handle. Basically, everybody had to grab a man, and that was frustrating. It was really frustrating to see, and I watched the All-22. I'm like, and I saw it. I'm like, this is high school stuff. This is average to below average high school stuff. Even below average high school teams run stunts, run TE stunts, ET stunts, and can pick these up. So it was really frustrating. It was lack of awareness, and this falls on Chris Morgan. The way that they call him a pick stunt, where basically your guy doesn't even try to get upfield. He goes and just picks the next lineman. And the other guy comes around. And if you see a guy not attacking upfield on a pass route, you got to know someone's coming to your gap. I mean, it's not football isn't that difficult. Like they're never going to leave that A gap unprotected. And so it was just repeated, and I was frustrated. But let's go to Caleb. I thought he missed a lot of throws. And I for whatever reason, I hope Shane got in his ass and said, "Hey, what's with you lofting the ball?" You know, like he puts a little too much air under the ball. All right, he had DJ on one, where he had the comeback and he underthrew it. He had was it DJ or Cole Kmet with a pick? I think the one you're talking about.
It was Kmet.
Kmet, yeah.
He's got to put that ball where Cole catches it or no one does. And
right, it's got to be out of bounds. You got to lean out of bounds to catch it, and you know what I mean. He's got to do that.
The downfield accuracy has not been very good. That is a fair criticism through 2 games.
Yeah, you know what? And I want his feet better. All right, I want his feet better. And when I say that when I say that with the DJ one, his feet were set. Like he didn't have the pocket was clean. He's kind of stepped up the pocket, formed it, opened right up, and he had a beautiful chance to put it on a rope, and he didn't. He's got to understand, and you know, he's got to do a better job of throwing the right type of ball. All right, he needs some air under it, a humpback line drive, a fastball. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things, and he's putting too much air under the ball too many times, and that's bothersome.
Yeah, you're talking about the first pick on the left sideline. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one too. You can't throw a straight fastball because it is a bit of a go, but the safety's coming over, so you got to put some zip on that to the outer shoulder, and it's underthrown and inside. Now DJ, he's got to find a way to not let that ball get picked off, which he said on his with his media deal on Monday. But yeah, I mean that's just not where that ball can go. It's just it's not a good ball. And I think one time to give him credit, I thought the seam shot to Carter that drew the PI early in the game was one of his better throws.
Yes, it was.
I mean, that's probably a touchdown if the safety doesn't take him out. So we've seen some glimpses of it. But yeah, I think it's, you know, it's knowing when to put air under it. It's knowing when to throw the fastball, which he clearly has. I thought one of the better throws he made too that kind of went under the radar. I think it was in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth. He hangs in the pocket. He's clearly about to get cracked from the left side, and he lofts one pretty beautifully to DJ Moore that kind of went off his fingertips up the right sideline. I don't know if you remember that ball.
I don't.
It's either DJ's getting it or no one else is. It went incomplete. I think it came back.
Oh, yes. And people are mad at DJ. Like, he's got to catch them. Like,
it's not a drop, but it's like, that's a pretty damn good ball when you're getting cracked on the backside. So, yeah, I mean, my conclusion of Caleb through 2 weeks is from week 1 to 2, I think the quick game in week 2, especially in the first half, looked crisp and sharp. He was putting the ball on time and accurately. Thought the first drive was impressive. The downfield accuracy has not been great. The types of throws, which is what you're talking about, I think the decision on some of those has been off. But you can't question the kid's toughness after the game the other night. I mean, he got absolutely hammered. And I think it's tightening up the details and from his standpoint, and hopefully from the coaching and just guys around him, like, let's just ease it up on. I mean, he's dropping back almost 50 times in that game. I mean, that is just,
what the hell is that all about?
That's asking a lot. I get you're getting stuffed in the run. Get under center and run the football. These shotgun runs have got to stop. Like, where's the outside zone? That's the whole part of this scheme. I know Waldron's kind of a branch off of the Shanahan tree, but we've seen none of that. So again, it goes back to that identity. Like, who are you trying to be? That's what they've got to figure out.
Harrison, that's exactly what was going to be my next question, was where, do we really take advantage of Indianapolis? All right. They've given up 237 yards a game. And I know it's only 2 games, but that's still a hell of a lot. And DeForest Buckner's out. They're stud 3-tech.
Yep.
Is this the week where you commit to the run and stay with it? And I think, do you think they do? And also, do you think Khalil Herbert gets more time? Because I think Khalil Herbert's a much better zone runner than the other 3. And I think DeAndre Swift's okay. I think he's okay. But I think Khalil Herbert's the best zone runner of the 3. And why do you think that they haven't used Roschon Johnson? What your thoughts on that? I mean, I would have put him in, if for no other reason, after he got punched in the face for no reason, I would have put him in. No, get your ass in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Run someone over like you did against Green Bay last year.
Yes.
My biggest reaction to the initial roster is you kept too many running backs. There's no way you can play all these guys. So they got to figure out what that room is. Is Velus a part of this or not? That's number 1. Number 2, you kept Khalil Herbert for a reason. He's not really a special teams guy. I know he's your number 2 kick returner. Like, if you're just going to hand him the ball twice, try to trade him, because what's the point of using a roster spot on him? I would use him because with you, I agree with you. I think especially in under center outside zone concepts, he's probably your best runner. I kind of have a feeling we'll see more of him this week. But what's the obsession with Travis Homer? I know he's supposed to pass protect. There's a clip that's gone viral where he completely misses his assignment in pass protection. So it's like, play Roschon? They loved him coming out of the draft last year. He's not even getting on the field. So I think there's too many cooks in the kitchen at running back. Obviously, they paid Swift. They're going to try and get him going, but he doesn't have great vision. He doesn't have great vision. He's 5'8". In theory, he's a home run hitter, but when you're not creating running lanes, get Herbert or Roschon in there, guys who can hit the hole harder and try to find some plays. Because I think against Indianapolis, they're just getting gashed. I mean, it's pretty embarrassing when you're going up against a Malik Willis-led team. You know they're going to run the ball, and you still can't stop it. You would think that the Bears can find some success running the ball this week, and if they don't, you really got to have major questions at that point, because Buckner's out, Latu might be out. He hasn't practiced this week, the rookie edge out of UCLA. So Grover Stewart's really the only guy that gives you somewhat of a concern on that defensive line. So
at their nose?
Yeah, at the nose. Yeah. And they've got Quiddy Pay's a decent pass rusher, but this is a defense you should have some success again. I'm not asking for 230 running. How about 130? That would be a start. So I do feel like you're catching a team at the right time. Sometimes, the NFL is all about when are you catching an opponent. the Bears have opportunities here. They're catching a Colts team that has a quarterback that's struggling to complete passes. Their best player on defense is on IR, and they can't stop the run. You would think you could get something going there. And then the week after, the Rams are beat up. Their whole team's hurt. So as bleak as it's looked offensively, you're 1-1. You got an opportunity here to stack some wins if you play well.
I agree. And guys, we're joined by Harrison Graham. He's the host of Chicago Bears Now podcast, Talking Bears Football with your guy, the SuperBack here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. And I said this, before the season started, I said, look at the schedule. I said the first 10 weeks, 9 games, I said the NFL was extremely kind. There are a lot of teams in here that will exploit us if we're still trying to figure ourselves out. All right. There's not a lot of teams. And I had the Houston Texans as one of the losses. I said maybe the Rams, depending on how they come out, and maybe the Jaguars, because they live in London. That's their second home. All right. So they fell to the Houston Texans. The Rams are beat up. Jags are 0-2. Like I said they easily could come out 6-3, and most likely they should come out 7-2 in those first 9 games before you hit the gauntlet of it. 6 games and 8 last 6 or last 8 are all division games. So I hope they take advantage of this and try and work some things out. Talk to me about this defense. Can they continue to be as freaking dominant as they've been the first 2 weeks? Like literally smacking the shit out of people second half. Like, oh, you think you got something? Smack. No, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that's the good news, right? If the offense is going to struggle early and try to work out some kinks here, I think you can lean on this defense. I mean, I know you got kind of the fluky late fumble. Otherwise, they probably at least get a field goal there, 22 points. But you're holding C.J. Stroud to 19 in his crib, 3 in the second half. Like, you're doing something right. You were a couple inches away from one of the plays of the year. Your defense is going to keep you in a lot of these games, especially in these games coming up. Anthony Richardson against this defense, I don't like that matchup if I'm a Colts fan. I mean, he's not even completing 50% of his throws. If you're the Bears, just don't let him loose as a runner. I don't see how they find 20 points. Stafford is a hell of a player, but Nakua's out. Cooper Kupp, even if he doesn't go on IR, I'd be shocked if he's in a cast right now. I don't think he's playing next week. Their offensive line is beat up. I feel decent about that matchup. Andy Dalton or Bryce Young, I mean, that Panthers roster stinks. I mean, to your point with the schedule, your defense, even if your offense is going to struggle early on, at minimum is going to keep you in a lot of these games. And like we saw in week 1, might even win you some. So if the offense can just slowly improve week by week, get to the bye week feeling better about where it's at, and then a couple of cupcakes after the bye, hopefully by the time that back 8 weeks gets here, you at least feel decent offensively, because that's when it's really going to ramp up. So, I mean, the schedule makers really did the Bears a favor here. The defense is rolling. They talked about that in camp. They didn't want to start slow like they did last year. They have not. They look like a top 5 unit right now. The front 4 is better than expected, which that's a really good positive. I like what I'm seeing. The defense is playoff ready. It's just a matter of if over the course of the season they can win enough games while the offense catches up a little bit. And if they can, they should be in position once November and December get here.
Yeah, and I think that first 10 weeks, those first 9 games are when. I mean, after that, your offense is it is what it is at that particular point. You're not going to get much better after week 10. You know what I mean? You're not. So, and I'm hoping that they're able to start connecting. And I think Keenan Allen, that drop touchdown pass in game 1, that was huge. All right. I think Roma Dunze last week, huge. All right. I was a little annoyed with him. Like, okay, here's your shot, kid. You're the NCAA's leading receiver last year in yards.
Great ball.
All right.
Great ball placement.
Go get it.
Get it. Yep.
You got a damn near 40-inch vertical. Go get the damn thing. And Caleb put it where he can go get it, and he didn't get it. So they're not far, because I mean, if Keenan catches that week 1 and Rome catches it last week, it's the conversation is vastly different. Vastly different.
Is there, you do wonder too for Caleb, like, is there just like a mental hurdle? Like, just get me my first touchdown.
Yeah.
And then we can, you know what I mean? Like, let's just get that out of the way so it's not a talking point anymore. So, if I'm Shane Waldron, I'm getting down into the red zone again, I'm really trying to emphasize getting him a touchdown just so we can get past that. He can't catch it for him, obviously, but you just feel like if you hit a couple of these plays you've missed, I don't want to say the floodgates will open, but maybe you just calm down a little bit as a young player. So, again, I mean, against this opponent, and I know the pass defense, I guess, has been fine statistically, but I think that's more of teams just continue to hand the ball off against Indy because they can't stop it. You hope to get him a couple of touchdowns this week just to kind of get that monkey off his back so we can just kind of hopefully cut it loose here.
I think, you know what? I do think that you're right. Once he gets it, his first passing touchdown, a weight's going to be lifted off his shoulders. And I do think it's maybe not the floodgates, but you'll turn the faucet on. It'll happen a lot more. But one of the things that I'm a little annoyed with, like when you get in the red zone, like where are your jump balls? Where are the jump balls? Where I know Keenan Allen was hurt, but throw it to DJ. But Roma Dunze, you're 6'3", Papa. You're 6'3" with a 38-inch vert. All right, go get it. And put it up back end of the back pylon. Go get it. If he doesn't get it, it's going out of the end zone. This is what I don't understand sometimes with offensive coordinators. Like, that's a gimme. That's a gimme. You line up 3 on one side, all right, and isolate him with one-on-one with the corner. And you're not going to put your best DB on him because your best DB is going to be on DJ Moore. So you're going to have your second or maybe your third best DB cornerback on him. So Rome should have an advantage. And I don't see why Shane Waldron hasn't done that. First, you know what I mean? It just bothers me. Like, come on, Shane. Like, he's making me look like a fool. I said, I don't know if I mentioned it to you on the last time you were on. I said, but the most important acquisition this offseason to me was Shane Waldron. Whether you kept Justin or traded and drafted Caleb, the most important acquisition was Waldron. Now he's not doing things like I thought he would do.
What's weird is his bread and butter, when his offenses have worked the best, it's multi-tight end sets. You're not seeing a lot of that.
Yes.
And I get that Caleb in college is in the gun, 4 and 5 wide a lot. I'm not saying don't do any of that if that's something he's comfortable with. But when you're not protecting, when your quarterback's getting his head knocked off, maybe put Mercedes Lewis in the game. And I know he had a false start. Okay, get him out there and use him as an extra blocker. Because when Darnell Wright is just lunging and getting embarrassed out there and your quarterback is getting clocked, let's try to eliminate that as much as possible. And as far as the Rome thing goes, I still think there's kind of miscommunication things going on, timing issues with him and Caleb. Like, even the 4th and 17, the last play, Caleb throws a back shoulder to the sticks on the sideline, and Rome is still running upfield, and you're just like, what is going on here? Like, I can't say I know what happened there, but to me, Caleb threw a BB where that needs to go. Like, you in that situation, a 5% chance to convert, you got to throw that to the sticks and on the outside. And that's exactly where the ball went. And Rome doesn't seem to know what the play is. So I get that's one example of a desperate situation, but I do think it outlines that there's still some reps that need to be had between these two and just with the offense as a whole. But Shane Waldron's got to identify, okay, this is a strength of this player. Let's give him some opportunities to do what you're saying and try to build off some of those because, A, it doesn't seem like they're identifying what their strengths are as an offense, and B, if they have, they're not going back to that well. You know what's not a strength? An outside shotgun run to the left. Every time they run that play, it's -4. I mean, how many times are you in 2nd and 14 through 2 weeks because DeAndre Swift is trying to stretch a shotgun run to the left side and he's getting blown up.
Or just sweep to the left. Like, come on, dude.
I mean, let's maybe shelf that for a while, Shane, and let's try to get the running game going from under center a little bit.
Kari Blasingame was hurt, so I don't know if he's going to play, and I think that'd be a huge thing.
Yeah, still hasn't practiced this week, so I wouldn't hold my breath for Sunday.
So I do think that we talked about his multiple tight ends sets. Man, give me a 22 personnel or 21 or 12 personnel, even 13 personnel.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the tight ends will be a fullback. I need some downhill running. I need the thing that I'm having a problem with is these cute little plays on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. All right. Let everybody know we're coming. All right. We're gonna smash it right here over the right side or the left side, preferably the right. All right. And we got tight ends leading the way. We haven't set a tone for ourselves or the team or the opponent And I think that's what bothers me. But excuse me, when you have those tight ends, you just mentioned Mercedes Lewis on the right. You can have Cole Kmet, or you can have what's the other tight end? You can have Gerald Everett in the backfield leading, DeAndre Swift or Khalil Herbert. It sets the tone and starts to give them an identity. And Shane hasn't done that yet, which is very surprising.
To your point in 3rd and 1, I mean, what is that play where it's like an RPO and Caleb pulls it, and Kmet is supposed to come across the formation and block Will Anderson there? I get he's got to get more of Anderson there, but is that a realistic, successful block opportunity for Cole Kmet? Because I feel like it's not. To your point, 3rd and 1, either smash mouth them, which is what I would do, or run like a little jumbo set play action flare to the flat, which is what Houston did on 4th and 1. The Bears sold out on the run, and they just leak out the fullback for an easy 15 yards. And, you can live with that defensively. You're selling out to try and stop the run, but you're forcing the defense to make a decision there. Instead, you're running some cute college RPO, and Kmet is supposed to slide over and chip Anderson there. I mean, that is asking a lot.
And when I saw that, I'm like, I was annoyed because I thought, and I'm like, I'm okay with that, but just have him chip him. Just have him chip, and you leak out.
Yeah, line him up on the left side and just have him chip.
But even coming in motion, if you hit, he hits him, chips him, and leaks out, I think it's perfect because you're not getting a full, you're the full brunt of Will Anderson. Right, you're slowing him down for a half a second, and that's all Caleb needs to put it right over his head. You get it, turn up, first down. So there's just a whole bunch of things that are really bugging me about Shane Waldron. Last question before we let you go. This defense, do you think they will be able to hold them under 17 points? They've done a good job this far. The last 10 games, if I'm not mistaken, their opponents are under 20 points.
Yeah,
I mean, do it again.
To me, like, if you're to kind of talk about the full team, I think if you're the Bears offense, can you score 20 points? If you can, you're going to win a lot of these games coming up.
Hell yeah.
I would be shocked if the Colts found 20 points. If they do, that probably means they got a defensive or special teams touchdown. Anthony Richardson looks lost as a passer. Now, he'll make a couple wow throws. The one in week 1 that literally 70 yards in the air off the back foot, like, he can do some crazy stuff like that. But if you just contain him in the pocket and make him identify and deliver the football, it's all over the place. I mean, he is just spraying throws left and right. So I think they just got to be fundamentally sound with their pass rush lanes. If they are, I feel good about this one. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's a player you got to keep in check, but they just shut down Joe Mixon, who went for $160 the week before. I don't see how Indy scores 20. I went Bears 23-16 in this one. I think there's going to be more opportunities for the offense. Not saying it's going to take off, but just based on Gus Bradley's vanilla scheme and inability to stop the run, you would think you'd find some more pop plays there. And defensively, Richardson might hit a big play or two, but over the course of 60 minutes, consistently moving the ball, I don't see how it happens. Like, if I'm Matt Eberflus, I'm bringing an extra body in the box, and I'm making Richardson beat me as a passer. And through 2 games, he has not shown the ability to do that.
So you said 23-16. Okay.
I like the Bears in this one. I think you're catching the Colts at a good time. I feel like if you caught them in November, Steichen kind of figures out what Richardson is doing well. Could be a different story, but he looks like a rookie, which he kind of is. Didn't play much last year. So I like the Bears in this matchup. And let's face it, this would be a big win on the road, because when the schedule came out, I thought this was a tough one too. And Buckner's out, Latu may not play. You got to take advantage, man. This is a pivotal game for Shane Waldron going up against this defense. I think for Matt Eberflus, you lose this game, the heat's going to turn up. You really need to calm the waters here, win this game. You get a Rams team who's banged up at home. There's an opportunity to gain some momentum here.
You got 3 games at home, well, 2 technically, and then the London game, you're the home team, but you got a couple of things at home, and I think it's nice. So here's what I got. I got 24, maybe 27, but 24-10. I think the offense gets help from the defense. I don't know if the defense scores, but I think they give them either get a turnover or a pick deep in the end zone, and that'll help with get it to 24. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Hey, Harrison, great stuff, buddy. I really appreciate your time. Do me a favor though, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, social media at HGram NFL, like you mentioned, Twitter, Instagram. That's where you can find me. Bears Now by Chat Sports on YouTube. I also just launched a second channel. It's called Four Verts. It's kind of more just a overall NFL college football content. So if anyone's interested in that, go check that out. But that's where you can find me. And I appreciate you having me on, and I'm sure we'll do it again soon.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, buddy. You have a great weekend.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Guys, that's Harrison Graham from Chicago Bears Now, or Bears Now. I believe it's Bears Now. You can't use Chicago Bears. Copyright shit, whatever. I'm a mistake. Bears Now. Interesting. Yeah. Let's check some of your comments here. DC, Derek Carter says Flus has to get in Waldron's ass, his tail. I'm afraid he won't do it. I agree with you. I agree with the fact he's got to get in. He's got to put the ass. He does. All right. What did I say? Remember I said on Monday or Wednesday, shit rolls downhill. So if I'm Ryan Poles, I'm yelling at Eberflus. What the hell's going on? If I'm Eberflus, I'm yelling at Waldron. If I'm Waldron, I'm yelling at Caleb. All right. We have to do better. We have to do better. Have to. Off the dub, checked in a little late. How you doing, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. See you back in the house. Brandon Schutz, what's up, baby? How you doing? That's what I'm talking about. My peoples, all the peoples. What did you say? Cornelius said, no, I'm not giving Komet a pass on that. That was a straight whiff. He got to do, but yeah, he put his head down. I'm not giving him a pass. I'm saying that why are you having him block Will Anderson? All right. Have him chip. Slow him down. He comes out the back end. Nice soft throw over Will Anderson's head to Komet, catches it and runs up. All right. I'm not giving him a pass at all. And he said it wasn't supposed to block him. Well, what are you going over there for? What's the purpose of you being in that vicinity coming back? I don't get it. King Booker World says stop the first down screen passes. Yes. Mickey Ficky. Yes. Stop those damn. Oh, Lord have mercy. Don't even get me started. Off the Dove says too many Bears, 3 and outs, put too much pressure on the defense. I don't know if it puts too much pressure on it. I think the defense is fine. I know they don't want to keep going out so often, but I see what you're saying though. But I don't think it's going to put pressure. This team, this Colts offense, is not going to put a lot of pressure on the Bears. All right, they're going to stop the run, keep Richardson in the pocket. You stop Jonathan Taylor and you make Richardson beat you from the pocket, he won't do it. All right, he's completing 46% of his passes, which is bad. Bad. And so you're silly. Off the dust. Oh, yeah, that's the guy that shaves his ball with the landscape commercial stuff. Manscaped. Hey, I'd hawk them if they started to pay us. If they paid us they sponsored us, I'd talk about shaving my balls. Shaving my private areas with the Manscaped. DC said, my score is 13-9 Bears until the Bears show me they can score on offense. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I feel they're going to do better. I think they're going to revert back to the fundamentals that should have this week. And I think they're going to be able to they're going to come out. This defense, and you start running the ball. And you got 5 running backs if you want. If you want to use Travis Homer and Velus Jones, although Velus Jones was working with the wide receivers a lot this week. All right. So Courtney Cronin posted that on her social media. So what's Velus? What are you doing? What are you doing with Velus? All right, Velus, what's going on? All right, Shane, and Coach Eberflus, what are you doing with Velus? All right, keep him at one spot or the other. So King Booker World says, I got 17 from the offense and 14 from the D. 31-16. Okay. So when you say 14 from the D, do you mean like they actually score, or they get the ball into scoring in scoring range? Like they get the ball in the plus 30 for the offense. Offense got to go 30 yards. You mean, or do you think the defense scores twice? Or do you think they set up one or both of those? Kevin Scott, good morning, Papa. Time to play bully ball. I agree. Time to play bully ball. Bear down. I agree, Kevin. I agree. Here's where you... Oh, King Booker World. Oh, you ain't playing. He's like, 1 pick 6 and 1 scoop and score. Okay. Okay. You know, I think this is a time. And I know I said redemption game last week for the offense, but this is it. Like, if you're an offensive lineman, I got my guy Junior, my own personal offensive lineman, personal protector. He'll tell you, if you don't get up for a game like this, when you know this team sucks at running, at stopping the run, as an offensive lineman, you should be super excited to play this team. And their best players out, their best defensive player, who's their D lineman, DeForest Buckner, he's out. This is a game where you intend to say, hey, fellas, it's going to be a long day because we're running. We're running. Play after play after play. And it's going to help Caleb. I agree with him. With Harrison, get him under center. And I know everyone talks about, well, you got to adjust sometimes. Okay, you got to adjust. But you knew this is what Caleb did, and this whole thing, they're screwing shit up. If the run game isn't going, and I hate those shotgun runs, I really do. It messes up the timing with play action, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Again, I also don't like Caleb's footwork. I don't like it. All right. When you drop back, it's more than 5. It should be more than 5 yards on a 3-step drop. Your right foot should be past the 5-yard mark. It's not. It's 3.5, 4 yards. It's 1 step and then 2, 3, real quick. And he's waiting, and that ruins the timing. But if you're under center, and first of all, you got to get back because you want to get away from the line. Caleb's short. He's got to. You're getting back. That's a good 7 yards you're getting back because you're taking a nice full 3-step drop. If he still took a full 3-step drop from the shotgun, he wouldn't have as many batted balls. All right, and the timing would be much better on most of these routes. These slants, these hitches, these curls. Plank, that's funny. Good for checking in, Baba. Here's Get Off My Lawn, Shawn from Manscaped. Off the Dove says Bears 27-17. Okay. Plank, I might actually be heading down to Indy. I'll figure that out in about an hour. I forgot where we're going to be watching the game. Plank, are you actually going to the game? I think you said you were. But if I do go down, we're going to be at a established sports bar. Party Saturday night, and then game Sunday. So Plank, are you actually going to be at the game? King Booker World says Caleb 13 of 20, 227, 2 TDs finally, and no turnovers. What I hope that works out. I hope it works out that way, King Booker World. You know, and again, I don't want you to think that or anyone to think that I think the sky is falling. I don't. But here's the thing is when you're a football player and an alpha male and you see problems that it will affect you later in life, you nip those in the bud. And that's what we're doing. We're adamant about nipping him in the bud because we understand that the potential. What did Harrison say? If this offense scores 20 points, do you realize what a blowout this is going to be? Because if this offense scores 20, the defense might get 2. The defense might get 2 because you're going to put up 20 and then they're going to start passing because they have to if they don't establish Jonathan Taylor. This defense is going to be very opportunistic, and you want a quarterback who's erratic, like Richardson, to be in pass first mode. Because they're trailing, they got to come from behind. You want a quarterback like him to be in pass first mode. I was a little upset that they were talking a lot about it yesterday. You know, Jaquan Brisson's like, oh yeah, man, I love it. Yeah, I want him to throw. I want to pick. Like, nah, dude, just shut up. You know what? That's part of the problem. Like, you know what? You praise the. You know, you praise your opponent. No need to give him bulletin board material. You don't think Richardson saw that or heard that? Of course he did. You know, hey, he's a good quarterback. You saw the pass he had to Alec Pierce. We got, that's a good combo. We got to make sure I read my keys and play fun and be fundamentally sound. You got to say all that good shit. You don't want to put it on someone's bulletin board, knowing damn well that he only completes 46% of his passes. Off the dub. Packers fan riding me all week. Told him I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks. We'll be ready. I'm not worried about them yet. We got a few more weeks before we got to worry about them. Tell him to go. Tell the Packer fans stop kissing his cousin. All right. Stop kissing his cousin. His cousin doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. That's funny. But this is exciting. It's exciting because we can go 2-1. All right, we can go 2-1, and I like that. That's important for me that we go 2-1. Okay, I don't want to go 1-2. All right, many people have the Texans as a game as a loss. I was one of them. Okay, so now you get back on the winning track with the Colts. All right, what kind of mentality do you come out with? Well, how do you start the game? Do you set the tone? Are you going to out physical people? You're going to be more physical than the Colts. Because let me tell you, when you're physical, that is the ultimate equalizer. The ultimate equalizer. You have a puncher's chance in every single game. And our defense has been great to this point. Gave up 3 points in each second half of the game of weeks 1 and 2. That's it, 3 points. But you come out. How about you come out that way? How about you come out that way and give them 3 points the first half? How about that? How about them their apples? Kevin Scott says, how's Eberflus sticking with the same old line? Stop the madness, please. I'll tell you how. Because all the shit that they did was fundamentally wrong. So you get back to the fundamentals and say, look, when your guy attacks your offensive lineman next to you, guess what? Someone else is coming. Don't be so blind and stupid that you devote all your attention to the guy who's not even interested in you. You have to understand and notice when he's not trying to penetrate. Why? And again, this is what bugs me. Where's your football IQ? If the guy in front of me is not trying to penetrate and get to the quarterback on a pass play, and he's going. You see him going after your other guy, your teammate. What do you think's happening? There's going to be a stunt. Jason, UK Bears says, our O-line should be going out there to make a point on Sunday. They should be coming to restore some pride. I'm ready for some Chicago football. I agree. I agree completely, Jason. I agree. I think it's a chance for you to get on track, get some confidence, put some points up on the board. King Booker World said people were saying Houston was going to blow the Bears out. Yeah, they were. They escaped. Yeah, they did. They escaped with that win. Yes, they did. I mean, you talk about game of inches. If Kyler Gordon was literally one foot closer to where that ball landed, he might catch it in stride, or he catches it cleanly, rolls over, gets up, takes it in for the house. Bears win 2019. That's how close they were. Literally 1 foot away, he catches it cleanly and gets up and scores. Richardson's a big guy. Richardson doesn't like to slide. King Booker World said Richardson doesn't like to slide. He's gonna learn Sunday. Oh yeah, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. You get hit by Tremaine Edmonds, BJ Edwards, Jaquan Brisker. I know you're a big boy. Or God forbid you start to run, you slow down, and somebody's chasing from behind. A Sweat, a Billings, a DeMarcus Walker, a Gervon Dexter. Now, Gervon Dexter hustles. He's one of those guys that you have to work. When you watch film on him, the ball goes away from him, he chases it down. And as a running back, when I watch film, I had to say, okay, is there any guy who's going to clean my freaking clock? Did they have any guys whose motor was so crazy that he's going to chase me down every play? If I have to slow down, wait for a block, cut back. I had to make sure I had to watch every defensive lineman, every linebacker. What's their pursuit like? Oh, he half-asses. All right, if it's away from him, he don't do shit. Oh, this guy's a little different. No, he's coming. He's coming. He's coming. About to blow me up. Richardson, be careful. Be careful. Because this Bear team pursues. They pursue very well. Gervon Dexter pursues very, very well. And I love it. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does when he runs. If we can keep him in the pocket. First and foremost, stop the run. Stop Jonathan Taylor and everything falls into place. Everything falls into place. And get this quarterback down. Kevin Scott, he writes, I'm loving what Dexter and Billings are doing. Yes. Actually, Dexter Sr. King Goku World says G-Dex keeps the sack streak alive. Yeah, he's got one a game. What if he continues to get one a game? Like, you think about it, like, that's not a lot. It's an okay. That's 16. It's 17 sacks. That's 17 sacks. That's like, oh, hold on, player. If he gets double-digit sacks from that 3 technique position, man, this offense better hurry up. Hurry to catch the hell up, boy. Jason, UK Bear said, you're right that everyone's forgetting that, Shawn. Even with all the things we have to improve on, we're in a position to win the game in the last 90 seconds. Yep. I think that's what's so frustrating is that we had it and we didn't come through with it. But it's going to happen with a team that's learning how to win. We're learning how to win. We don't have an identity yet. We don't know our go-to. You know what our go-to should be is this. You line up DJ Moore on one side. Do exactly what they did on that 4th down. DJ Moore comes out. He does a disco route. He comes in, does a slant, fakes, spins back out. Caleb hit him going to the sideline. He could turn up, first down. And the thing about that is you get the ball snap, go 1-2, pump, just pull that ball up like this. Just pull the ball up like this. That DB's gonna jump. He's gonna jump that route. DJ stops, spins, goes back to the sideline, hit him, turns up. That's simple. Like, why don't they do this? I don't get it. I just don't get it. But anyway, guys, 2 hours has come and gone. I want to say thank you to my guest, Harrison Graham, for coming on. Jason, UK, says, our defenders swarm the ball, so if Richardson decides to give it to the wheels, there will be Bears players lining up to lay the wood. He better watch. Yeah, he better watch out. This defense flows fast. Richardson's fast, don't get me wrong, but his defense fast. Jason also says, I still 100% before we have the pieces to get much better. I'm not panicking yet. Okay. King Booker World call. TJ Edwards with the pick 6. Okay. Chicagoland's very own. Okay. Cool. Well, listen. So 2 hours is coming on. I want to thank Harrison Graham. Great stuff for coming on today, Papa. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. I want to thank you guys. Another great week in the books for you guys, my sports owners. I appreciate the love and the support. And man, it's bear down. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, executive producer Elliot Baez, social media guy Clarence Council III, and my co-host in absentia Maya. I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. Guys, have a phenomenal week. It's supposed to be 85 degrees. It just rained again out here for about 15 minutes. The street's wet, but it stopped. Stop. Don't worry about it. It's going to be mid-80s all weekend. Get somewhere with your people, with your loved ones. Watch the game. Cheer the Bears on. Cheer the Bears on a victory. I may be down in Indianapolis watching the game. Plank, let me know. Are you actually going to the game, or are you just down there? You just live down there. Jason, UK Bears, good job, Papa. I'll catch the full show and catch up later. Thank you. You have a great day. It says afternoon over there for you guys. You guys have a good day. 7 hours, like 6 o'clock over there. All right, cool. So listen, for everyone at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. Remember what I tell you. Talk to your peoples. All right, send them a text, send them a voice memo. All right, just say, hey, how you doing? Hey, let's catch the Bears game. All right, let's go watch the Sox lose another game. Whatever. Make time for people. All right, people make time for things that they want to make time for. Let your loved ones know that there's someone that you make time for. All right. I got to get out of here. I got to go pick up the warden from CrossFit class after I had class this morning. It was good. All right. So everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. Again, have a phenomenal weekend. Bear the freak down. Your boy is out.